Hi, my name is Ree, and I'm going to start doing astrology videos as of this video. And I'm starting with Virgos in a nutshell because I'm a Virgo, and I figured it would be easier for me to ease in with the signs that are in my chart or in charts of people that I know really well. So I'm just giving it a shot, and hopefully you get it. I'm doing Virgo in a nutshell. So if you have Virgo in your chart, you might see parts of this, and not every aspect of Virgo is going to hit home based on what else is in your chart. You're going to be a lot more emotional as a Virgo if there's a lot more water in your chart, a lot more spontaneous if there's a lot of fire, and a lot more social and out there, and talkative if you've got a lot of air in your chart. But Virgo is an earth sign, and so while it's a very grounded sign, something that I find with Virgo is we're in our heads constantly, and there's this continuous playing out of what could be better and what everything means. And we're the type to lay awake at 3 a.m. because something that we said in second grade is bothering us, and we're really hoping we didn't hurt that person's feelings long term, or we think about an answer to a fight that we're having and kind of obsess over it and think about we're basically our own worst enemy. It can be tiring and taxing to be in the mind of a Virgo, and we notice the flaws in everything, but we notice the whole picture of everything. We feel like we need to know as much as we can about as much as we can so that we can figure out how everything places together. And an unevolved Virgo will use that as a manipulation tactic. So they'll try to figure out what people's flaws are, what people's weaknesses are, their sensitivities. And then an evolved Virgo will see people's flaws and then try to help those people get better and look at flaws in situation and see what could make this situation better. How could we actually put a plan into action, not just a general idea, but how could we tangibly make this happen? But sometimes the lovers and friends and family members of Virgo can maybe get exhausted because they just want to relax and take things as they come and not have to constantly feel like they need to self-improve. But Virgos are all about self-improvement. It's always, how can I be better? How can this improve? And we care about people so much, the ones that we let into our lives, that we can sometimes feel overbearing because that's how we project our love, is by saying, oh my God, you're already amazing, but these things would make you so much happier and so much more successful. But people can see that as just nagging. And so it's something that we have to balance out, where we do really want to help, but we have to find a way to do so and realize that people need their own time. And sometimes people aren't ready to change, or they just don't want to, or they need time, and it's not going to be all at once. If you're the Virgo who your friend's like, what's up? And you're like, not much. Have you started seeing a therapist? Have you started going to the gym? Did you break up with that guy? Did you apply for classes? Did you ask for that promotion? Come on, have you started doing yoga? Are you going to bed on time? Are you drinking enough water? And it's like, Jesus, I just want to relax. Then, take that into consideration, and remember that Virgos will typically do that, especially when they feel like their lives are out of control, because they need to feel like there's control in something. So if they can be helping their friends be better, it's also a way for us to not have to focus on all the stuff that we have to fix. Because most of the time when you tell a Virgo, this is what you could be doing better, or you could change this, we usually know. We usually are very acutely aware of what we need to change and how we can change it. Sometimes it just seems like way too much, and we deflect, and we put it on other things, like focusing on other little projects, or I'll organize my DVD collection alphabetically, or I'll plan like 5 different 10-year plans of different ways that my life could go. I'll start trying to find like a certificate that I could take. Like I've got a boating certificate, just because it's something that I could tangibly focus my energy on as a source of improvement. And I got my boating license before I got my driving license, and I don't live near the water, and it was because I was scared to do that. But at least I was accomplishing something and getting some kind of transportational license. It's weird. We're weird. We're our own biggest enemy. If there was a movie with a Virgo, we'd be the protagonist and the antagonist. It's a lot. And Virgo's the best way for us to retreat and to feel good. Like, we need a lot of alone time. And I've got a fire moon and an air rising, and my Mercury's in an air sign. So I'm very social. So if you're a Virgo and you're like, oh, well, I've got lots of friends and I go out and I can be pretty spontaneous, it depends on what else is in your chart. But I still need a lot of time to be by myself, relax, reflect, and use that to figure out how I feel about things, what I need to do. If I don't have that time, I might get super irritable, and that's when you might feel like, very, like I'm very naggy or self-deprecating or just in over my head. So just be careful, make sure that if you're a Virgo, that you take the time for yourself, but that you don't go overboard with it, and that you remember that there are people that love you and care about you, and that you don't have to travel to the depths of your mind constantly and just create problems that need fixing. And Virgos love nature. It's the going on trips to travel into nature-esque places, and very earthy. We love natural things, Virgos. Fake anything is just not our thing. Fake plants, fake candles. So it's like, give us the real thing. We see past fake. It's not appealing to us. It's not fun. It's a waste of time. Just get to it. And so getting into nature and getting in touch with what we feel is really real and beautiful in that way is so important. And we really have to make sure that we spend time just walking through trees in the forest, or sitting by a lake, and just using that time to just center ourselves so that we can be better as humans. Because as I said, we're always trying to find ways to improve and be better and grow and evolve in some way. And there's a lot going on. If you have a Virgo heavy chart, it's a lot to deal with. You're probably you probably think you're your own therapist because you are figuring stuff out constantly, but it'd be good to talk to people and get stuff out and find ways to cope. And what else with Virgos? There's so much to say, and I didn't really plan this out, which is very un-Virgo, but I've got a Leo moon. So I'll explain what that means later if I keep doing these. But Leo moons need to express themselves as soon as they feel something without planning it. And I'm constantly battling with my Virgo sun. And so Virgos, everything natural. They're crazy loyal. Virgos and Taurus, I would say, are the 2 most loyal signs that I can think of at the moment. Those are the really, really loyal ones. A water sign, Scorpios, very loyal as well. But Virgo will stand by, and they're very selective about who they let into their life and who they keep in their lives. And again, air, fire might allow for you have a ton of acquaintances or a ton of friends, but you really trust the people in your life, and it's hard for you to trust, so you're cautious about who you let in. And yeah, that's something with a Virgo. I'm sure that there's more. Maybe I'll do a part 2 video. I just can't think of it right now, but I think around 10 minutes is long enough for this. And I hope that this wasn't totally embarrassing, and I'll try not to overthink it. And I hope that you liked it and had fun and want to see some more videos. Thank you.